true love, it's sweet music. Just a sweet reggae music. Make me burn inside. I love it, you love it, yeah. Sweet music, oh yeah, yeah. Balance me, oh yeah. A sweet music, I balance my soul from my head right down to my toes.
Welcome to The Cut. This is one project that me and my friends actually came up with, and we figured we need to give you guys more information about fashion, about your looks, your hair, your confidence, so many things are going to happen in this show right here. I had a pleasure of meeting somebody who's a good friend of mine, and she's amazing. Whatever she does, she's doing stuff to actually educate people in this industry. Her name is Linda. Some of you know about her, some of you don't. Linda is actually the guru behind the core fashion. Linda, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You're doing all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Linda, I'm gonna go straight.
Damn.
Fashion.
Yes.
How is it? How passionate are you?
I wear clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Very passionate. No, I'm very passionate about it. I actually Susie Wakabi said something that has really resonated in me.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Linda, you're the facilitator. So I take that with everything. I am a facilitator. In fact, I feel like I've grown into that name, which is I facilitate to make sure that the fashion industry is where it's supposed to be.
So things run according to your input, and let's say you have a journey that you're doing. It's a beginning. Let's say you had a journey, you stopped a little bit, now you're going back. But if you're going back.
Yeah.
You're going back full force in terms of education-wise and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel the response should be, or how is the response though?
It's so weird. I really don't like you for this because I know exactly where you're coming from, and then my eyes have teared up. No, so yes, my journey has been. I feel like, I'm still going through the journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the core Fashion Kenya basically started when I moved back from Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
And in Ethiopia, I'd already started the Hub of Africa Fashion Week with my ex-partner and my very good friend, Mahalet, who's out there. So when I came back here, my idea of what we had built in Ethiopia, I was like, wait a second, but when I'm in Kenya, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And how do I go back to basics? And the basics were, how do I educate, or how do I kind of connect the fashion industry? Because there's so many facets to it. So it was about the designers, it was about the manufacturers, it's about the buyers, it's about editorial spread, it's about digital marketing, it's about working with the right hair people. So when everything is very, it's a whole 360-degree angle to the industry. So I didn't just want to do runway. It's not what we started when we were in Ethiopia. And when I came here, I was like, how am I going to up our Kenyan fashion industry?
Exactly. So you did runway, like the whole modern kind of stuff.
Yeah, so that was the Hub of Africa Fashion Week. So we brought in manufacturers and we blended that with designers and we did the full-on runway show. Right now, I feel like the Hub of Africa Fashion Week, I feel like I'm plugging her. Boo! No, I love her to bits and pieces. And you know what? When you're part of a journey, then you always want to see that they are 100%. Yes. So she's doing really well and she's still doing the runway. I've kind of stalled into presentations and something that is more up close and personal. Runway is, you see the models walking up and down, exactly. And then that's it, it's done, right? For me, my fashion presentations are, it's an experience. I want you to see the fabric. I want you to understand what the designer is going through. When I'm looking at what you're doing, I know who you're wearing. You know, you're wearing.
Come on.
Plug her in. Plug her in.
Nina.
Yes.
Nina.
She's an amazing fashion designer, and so. If you're seeing this from up close and personal, I'm able to see the texture, and that makes me want to buy it. When I'm watching it from me, and that's not for everybody. Understand that it's not for everybody. So when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing. I want to see what texture she's used, and I can see almost the quality of it. So that gives me more. I'm more intrigued to learn more about the designer, and then to once the show is done or the presentations are done, to go and actually say, I want to be part of this culture. You create your tribes through presentations, right? So that's basically what I've been doing. And then in 2018, which was a very 2018. We're in 2020. 2018, I decided to do. I went back into it. Had a fashion presentation at Tamarind Tree Carnivore, which was really fantastic. I brought in some buyers from New York, and they made me go back into retrospect of. I get what everyone is doing in the fashion industry here, but is it possible that you have some training sessions, especially for up-and-coming designers? And we want to see those up-and-coming designers. They're the future trendsetters. So, November of 2018, same year, pulled off a workshop, and I partnered with Melissa Henderson. She's based in New York.
Whoa.
And we came in, and we came in heavy. We came in with Jamal, who is lead designer for Ralph Lauren menswear. We had, let me name drop, like hold on, I'll be name dropping.
You're mentioning names, and I'm like, okay, should I float or should I go with this story? Because I think those are amazing names.
They're names, and they're contributors. Yes.
Exactly, and they're contributors. For you, if you look at Kenya itself now, right now, or East Africa, let's just say Africa, we have so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
How would you merge all these talents together to create like a bigger movement that we have right now?
Okay, I feel first of all, it has to start with education, right? So we have great fashion design schools in Nairobi. Right now, I'm so in love with Nairobi University, like a huge plug to Nairobi University. Like we just did a sustainable fashion challenge with Kenya Airways last year, and they pulled through. And it's not to say that the other schools didn't pull through, but I was thoroughly impressed. And then there's Mackensall, there's Evelyn School of Design, there's Buru Institute of Design. There's so many, and then you realize that if we're looking at different, there's Mombasa, there's Nakuru, there's Naivasha, there's Kisumu, which is up and coming on the fashion industry, so plugged in. But how do I get them in? Is one of the major people, and I want to say one of the major people who really has pushed me, Anyango Pinka, is always like behind me saying, you got to do this, you got to continue with this, you got to really fully focus on getting these people to this element. She's one of the people who's grown with me from Ethiopia, because she worked in Ethiopia with me, and she was one of the partners for the Hub of Africa Fashion Week. And so now she's one of the leading fashion designers in Kenya.
Okay.
She's literally got, and I feel like there needs to be an interlude of Can't Touch This. She is absolutely fantastic. So she's always at the back here, like constantly talking to me. And then I ended up partnering with Mimi Plunge for.
With Mimi Plunge, yeah, you told me about. With Anyango. How she's pushing it right now.
Oh,
So she's pushing you to a level that you've never been.
She's always pushing me.
She does that for you.
Always.
Does she come out like your mentor, or is she just,
I think
she's a good friend, because somebody who pushes you, I believe, is a good friend of yours.
She is a fantastic friend of mine, and she's one person who, and the reason I feel like we both feel each other's vibes is because she's always evolving. And I feel like the core fashion Kenya is always evolving, and that's how it should be. And I always need to also learn. So even doing the current sustainable building workshops and I've partnered solely with Mimi because it's a program that she's wanted to run for many years. And so this partnership makes sense. It's almost the same thing that has happened between you and I.
Exactly.
Is we reconnected again.
Exactly. Can you imagine 20 years?
I know. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Linda, the call.
Oui.
You're the CEO.
See.
Where do you see, or what are you going? What kind of movement would you create out of your franchise?
I don't know if it's a movement per se, but I feel like I want to find my tribe within the people. Yeah.
The tribe is more of like a.
Like who the people who are within, who even understand who the core is. So it's just about finding organic partnerships and working with people, because it's not a one-day thing to create to create something beautiful within the fashion industry. I want to see up-and-coming designers actually succeed in building their collections. I want them to have accessibility to purchasing and buying of fabrics, and working with local artisans and making their businesses sustainable. So that for me is really important. Even for the core fashion Kenya, my intention of everything is to make sure that my platform is a sustainable platform. So if I don't lead by example, then I don't know how to lead others by example. So even me going through this sustainable brand building workshops is important for me, because I'm also learning. And I really have to throw this in. I'm partnering with the best of the best. I have a chance to work with Mimi Planche on this program, which runs until June, and then I have the opportunity to work with somebody who I absolutely love and who you said is a really good friend of mine and who really loves and supports what I do. So like Anyango Pinga, there's the Susie Beauties, there's even something that I haven't even spoken about is like there's even the Kenya Fashion Council. And so what
you have like so much in your handbag. I should say that.
I'm in the bag.
So much in your handbag that you can actually, create something which is going to be amazing. You have this thing coming up.
So there's two things.
Yeah.
There's a sustainable building workshop, and I don't know why I'm laughing about that. Okay, so it gives me butterflies in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also a night market.
The night market, exactly.
The night market, and I'm doing that at Lord Errol. I'm getting different vendors from, people who are in jewelry, who have bags, who have accessories, fashion elements. There's people who make like the most tastiest chilies, beautiful house furnishings, because even within the fashion industry, everything is lifestyle. So I shouldn't just say it's fashion, but it's lifestyle.
It's lifestyle.
Yeah, so it's a night market, which I'm doing in partnership with Lord Errol, and also there's the wine shop involved, so that's really cool.
So it's more of a chilled out.
It's a chill thing.
Moment.
I have a very good friend of mine from Ethiopia who worked with me while I was in radio, called Kenny Allen, and he's going to come in and do an acoustic performance. So it's just literally I want to feel like it's like a family affair.
It's a family affair. Exactly.
Truly is. I mean,
like a barbecue.
Okay, yeah, but wait a second. It starts at 6 p.m. No children are allowed. You know why?
Yeah, you better get it straight. It's at night, so no children around. So.
But wait, I was going to tell you. Do you know why we stop the children from coming? Because every time I go for like a daytime fashion, a daytime market, I never get to walk out with anything. I swear to God, my son runs me left, right, and center. So I'm never able to like look at a piece and see if I've fallen in love with it. And I'm so distracted. So this time it's like say sit down and have some wine,
Uh-huh.
and just basically relax. I mean, shop as freely as possible, and yeah, just enjoy the evening. I mean, it just gives you space to look at what you're buying and not second guess it and rush out. It's just, it starts from 6 p.m.
So no kids?
No, I mean, like, I don't want to stop anyone from coming with kids, but at the same time, it is an adult affair.
It's an adult affair, exactly.
Yeah.
So over 18.
Well, I want to say over 20.
Linda, you are on radio.
I was.
And you were in Canada.
I was in Canada for school, and then I moved to the States, and then when I moved back here, I moved from LA. And my ex-husband worked in radio, which is how I got linked into the whole radio
The radio thing.
Yes.
How was your transition from the States
to here.
to here to Ethiopia? I mean, what are your challenges? What did you see that people should know that, if I want to do something and I want to program myself, how easy, it's not easy, I know, but how will I transition? Because you did a transition in Zabiko.
It was huge. I feel like I'm
Huge,
still
exactly.
transitioning to
Exactly. So how you handle it?
So moving back, I want to say that my first year when I came here was very different because I didn't know what the experience of working in Nairobi was going to be like. So radio, I mean, like I met a great radio family with Capital FM. I had my challenges within Capital FM,
Exactly.
which I'm just gonna keep them to myself. It's between me and God. But I want to say that the challenges, and this is true to fact, the challenges that you end up going through in your life are the ones that prepare you for your next step. So I did not realize that. I felt like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? But when I went to see my mom, because she worked in Ethiopia for some time, for 20 years, to be honest, that's some time. So when I went to Ethiopia, I heard that they were starting the first English radio station. And one of my friends was like, I know the owners, you should meet with them. And then it turned out that the owner, Adis Alimayo, one of the owners or one of the directors, Adis Alimayo, was actually, he went to St. Austin. So between he and I, we call each other, hey, Miro, what's up, Miro?
So he's somebody from this background?
He's from this background, he's Ethiopian. But
Exactly.
yeah, and this is home. He'll be talking about bubbles and visions and, so he felt like home for me. And we clicked, and I went in as a programs director. So I was here as programs, as a presenter, and there, because of everything that I learned within Capital, so thank you for the challenges, Capital FM. With those challenges, and they made me grow. And Capital will always be family for me because they also, when I moved back from Ethiopia, I went back and did Capital Jazz Club with Aaron Rubui. So back to Capital.
Yeah,
And that was beautiful. Yeah.
If I look at you right now, I say, classy, you got your thing going.
Thank you.
Yeah. What would you advise the upcoming, fashion? If you want to get into fashion, what would you advise guys?
Take a risk, but always go through. Get your mentors, and attach yourself. Just keep reading. It's such a process, but not to give up, not to get into it. Get with people of like mind. Attach yourself to people who are always encouraging you, and understand that every obstacle is it's preparing you for your next steps or whatever. So if you're coming into the fashion industry, just understand that a brand does not grow overnight. It takes actually years in order for it to start working and to start functioning. So getting to know people within the industry is also really important. So
would you mentor someone?
I absolutely definitely would. I don't think we're ever prepared to mentor people because you're always just like, wait a second, I also have my mentors who are, no, I still have mentors who are mentoring me at the moment, because I'm always just like, I feel like I always need to be realigned again.
Exactly.
Because we're creatives, and creatives, man, we stray. When we're on a high, we're on a super big high. When we're on a low, you know, we shut doors, curtains are closed, phones go off, and that is the truth. But yeah, so we need people who understand, or mentors who can always get us out of that little pocket that we go through. And sometimes it's just a phone call. It's how you and I actually connected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, actually, when I say, if I ask that question, would you mentor someone? When I think about it, it's like somebody would give you a call, you know, like, I would want you to be my mentor. You see, I have a mentor, my own mentor. Then there's somebody who wants me to be their mentor.
Transfer knowledge.
You know, you transfer the knowledge. But now I think also what people need to be doing is also be open to the knowledge that comes their way.
True.
We cannot say, no, we're closing it down. How are you handling family?
How am I handling?
And what you're doing? Is it an obstacle?
My son, yes.
Yeah, you have a boy?
I have a toddler. He's 4.5 going on like 35.
Awesome.
He's awesome. And he understands. The only thing is like when he mimics mommy on the phone, and it just starts sounding a little bit
I think back
weird.
Sometimes when we have a conversation,
you can hear him.
I can hear him very loud.
But
he's joyful.
He's such a happy kid. But yeah, it becomes challenging because a lot of like my workshops are now in the evening, so I don't get home until past 8:39. And then within the industry, there's always networking events that happen.
Exactly.
And cocktails in the works. I'm not saying no to cocktails. But no, but you do have to find a way to balance it. And for me, whichever chance I get with him, I max it out as much as possible. So, and the truth is, he also understands me.
Awesome.
It's weird for me to say a 4.5-year-old understands me, but he does.
Awesome.
Totally does.
Smart kid. Now, you've heard it from Linda, and she's amazing. You better look her up on IG, the Core Fashion. What I will do for you guys who are watching, I will send you a link where you can get in touch with her. You converse with Linda, you know, get to know what she's all about. I hope it will help you, because the reason why we're doing the cut is to help you guys, you know, communicate and you know, become a clan, you know, a big movement in the fashion industry. This is the cut. I'm going to sign up right now. So you know what to do. Press the likes, comment, subscribe, do everything. I'll give you the links. We have more to talk about. I sign off. This is Ronnie.
Energize me, a reggae music a stabilize me. Balance me, oh yeah. A sweet music a balance my soul, from my head right down to my toes. Balance me, oh yeah. Sweet music a energize me, a reggae music a stabilize me. Give me little bass, make me wind up me waist.